Guys, Dan Hendriksen here. We're out on the short game here at Torquay Golf Club. We're going to do a little review for you today. We've got some new wedges to test. I've got two lads that are going to join me who are going to get involved with the review as well. We're going to do a bit outside. We're going to take you into the studio as well and just see what these wedges have to offer us. Let's meet up with the boys. Boys, it is a windy, cold little day, isn't it?
It's not pleasant, Dan. It's not pleasant.
What are we reviewing today then, Lee?
So we are reviewing the new Cleveland RTX Zipcore Wedge.
Okay, I've seen these over the years. They've released a few of these now, haven't they? So what's this one compared to, let's say, the last one? You've had the last ones, haven't you?
Yeah, I had the RTX 4, had it for about a year and loved it. Great feel. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the Zipcore has to offer compared to the RTX 4.
Are you expecting anything different?
Not for someone of my standard. I don't think I'll feel much difference between this and the old one, to be perfectly honest.
Have you ever had a Cleveland wedge?
Have I ever? No.
Never had Cleveland?
Never had Cleveland, no.
Never ever?
No.
Over the years?
Nope. No, not had access to Cleveland myself personally. Where I've worked, haven't stocked Cleveland, so I've never really had my hands on one.
Okay, so you've never ever tested the RTX in years gone by?
I haven't, no.
No, okay, so I'm
a virgin.
You're a Cleveland virgin. So are you expecting to see anything different from this wedge to ones that maybe you use or other ones on the market?
No.
What is the big hype with wedges?
It's just because a lot of tech's sort of gone into it in the last 3-4 years compared to what it was like 10 years ago, isn't it?
Right.
It seems to be the place where companies have suggested they've made big improvements and big shifts, but
it's all about getting more spin, isn't it? Every company says their spin's more than the last year's spin, so it's trying to improve spin with wedges. That's pretty much all they can offer.
So Lee is absolutely right. Over the years we have seen the companies kind of market out the fact that they are all about spin. Spin, spin, spin. That's what we always hear whenever we're seeing a release of a new wedge. So what we're going to do today is we're going to put these clubs to the test. We're going to have 3 different positions and we're going to have a little challenge. We're probably going to get into a bunker as well and see how well it performs. Let's get this challenge underway. This is one thing I do like about the fitting solution that we've got here. Lee just putting it together for us, is that now we can really dial in on shafts and different sort of lofts and things like that with the wedges that come with the fitting pack.
Yeah, so last year Cleveland didn't offer this. It was pre-made wedges, pre-glued wedges.
Yeah.
This year they've proper gone to town and offered different bounces, different lofts and lots of different shaft choices.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Right, first one is going to be the chip and run.
Yep.
So chip and run, as I said before, is going to be our start. We're going to go up to the yellow flag up here, so we've got plenty of green to work with. Just give me a sort of an idea of what that 50-degree wedge looks like to you looking down at the ball there, Lee.
It's very nice looking. It looks a lot like the RTX 4 did last year.
So very similar?
Yeah, very similar in shape. I don't think there's a great deal of difference apart from a little bit of added weight at the top.
Okay.
But looks-wise, it just looks just as good as the RTX 4.
Okay,
which,
so to your eye,
good.
it kind of not too big, nice top line, all those sorts of things that we like the look of.
Yeah, and I also like the look of the fact that they've put this milled like grooves or milled part here.
Okay.
So if you do slightly hit it off centre, you're still going to get a little bit of grip on it as well.
Right, okay. Are you going to put that to the test for us here?
More than likely. I am known to tow these. Yellow flag, yeah?
Yeah. So I'm nearest the pin for now. Oh, just dug in on you. Those grooves already working quite nicely. That sounded like a decent strike.
Yeah.
A little bit low, but pretty good though.
Take that.
But you could see the way that ball landed that it was definitely wanting to grab on you a little bit.
Yeah, I've always found Cleveland to have a really good spin.
Have you? Now, this is kind of your area of expertise, isn't it?
Some have said that.
Well, some have.
Some have,
right.
yeah.
Okay, so obviously you've never used the Cleveland wedge before. First impressions looking down?
I like it looking down. Quite nice clean lines. Yeah. Not too chunky. Yes, it looks very much like a Vokey as I look down on it.
Because you've used, well, you've used
mainly
Cobras and Vokeys.
Yeah,
over the years, haven't you?
I mean, to me it's almost identical as you look down at it. I couldn't tell you which was which, but yeah, it's a pleasant looking golf club.
Okay, Lee mentioned about the grooves and things like that. Are you sort of seeing anything in there that's looking anything different?
No, there's some milling here that's, like he's mentioned, that's not on the face, which just visually looks quite nice. The only thing I'm not that keen on is this little
lump on the back.
Lump of the Zipcore, whatever that is on the bottom. Weight, I guess. I don't know. Don't know if I like that or not.
Well, let's see you hit it then, Bernie.
Okay.
Just be mindful of the little bit of spin that possibly Lee got as you play this shot, going cross-handed, the shot that he generally moves to. Yeah, now that didn't grip anything like Lee's did it?
He landed straight on the upslope and I've landed on the flat, so possibly why.
So feel off the face, first shot?
Pretty good. A little bit lower flight than I'd have expected generally.
It's a 50-degree wedge, it's not something you use, is it 50?
I had done in the past, but it was quite a low flight, wasn't it?
But nice.
Right. Yeah, nice feel.
Very Clevelandy. I've used Clevelands over the years, and it's almost identical. You could take this shape back years and years and years ago and you'd have seen a very, very similar shape. So if you're someone that's using Cleveland wedges, you know, you're not going to be far away from what you've probably currently got to what we're going to see right now. They're not going to change the shape a great deal. The one thing looking down on it for me, the leading edge, it feels quite straight. When I look down, it's kind of like it's where the toe comes down to the bottom of the club when you sort of feed it up into the golf ball there. It's a little bit square for my kind of liking, where I'm used to kind of seeing maybe a little bit more of a rounded shape in the sort of bottom end there. And to be fair though, it is a 50, so I'll have to have a little look at what the 56 or 54 and 58 look like. But first things first, it looks pretty straight down at the ball, almost giving me the feeling that it might just dig into the ground just that little bit on the leading edge part.
Not much to beat.
No, you two are there, aren't you? We've got to go in low, so I'm going to try and keep this in low and chase it up there. It's just running up there. Strike was absolutely perfectly out the middle, right there. Spot on for me, feel wise. Again, no real different to what I would feel from a Vokey wedge. I'm used to using Vokeys myself. So for me, yeah, it just performs, like Lester said, just like a normal wedge. Okay, Lee's ball just here, that's me, and then Lester through the kind of back edge there. Bernie, who's won that one?
I think I've just caught, I just think I've won that one, yeah, I think.
You think so?
No.
No. Okay, so I've got 1-0 to you boys here. So I mentioned there a minute ago about it feeling like the leading edge wanted to dig in, but ultimately it comes down to the sole, doesn't it, and the bounce that we're working with. So just tell me a little bit about what's going on with these wedges for that.
So they come in 3 different grinds, and then there's different bounces within each grind. So we've got the full grind here, which as you can see is like a perfectly full sole. There's no relief,
no relief
throughout the back. Then we go to the mid, which has sort of a little bit more relief here, but there's a little bit more bounce sort of on the top of the V, inverted V, if you look at that compared to the full. Okay. And then the low is just a lot lower, a little bit more relief.
So again, they've shaved right off the back of there, haven't they?
Yeah, so this is sort of, and depending on your like angle of attack and how you present the wedge and what your sort of ground is that you're playing on predominantly, there's a grind to suit you, and then there's bounces to suit you within those grinds as well.
Slightly longer now then, boys, and 54-degree wedge. 54. So we've got probably about a 40-yard pitch shot over that. We're going to go to that red flag. We're going to go over the bunker.
It's downwind, you won't stop there.
It doesn't matter, it's all about feel, Bernie. It's
you
all
won't
about
even keep it on the green.
And it's still quite windy. Okay, looking down at that one then to start us off with then, Lee, are we getting anything massively different in the 54 from the 50?
So it looks exactly the same for me, apart from it's just got a little bit more loft.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's see how close you can get it to that flag.
I can't even green it.
I bet you can. I bet, well, these zip grooves better give it some spin. Nicely played. Oh, check. Oh, that was trying to grab on you.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Okay, you got into the ground with a bit of a divot there. Is that something that you were trying to do?
It's the way I play these shots. I'd rather get into the ground with a bit of a divot than risk thinning it.
Okay, and how did that feel? Where did you strike it for a start?
So a little bit just out the toe there, but it felt fantastic, nice and soft. I love Cleveland wedges. I think they are up there with some of the top wedges around.
Even though he uses Callaway wedges?
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I didn't spot that, did you?
I've got one Cleveland, I've got
How does
60.
it compare to your Callaway wedge? Very similar.
Yeah, very similar. I mean, I'm at my kind of level, I struggle to feel the difference between wedges, I'm going to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
They all kind of feel similar unless they're really bad. But I've used Clevelands for years, so they just feel like the rest of them.
Bernie, now this is an area that doesn't really suit your game in many ways.
I almost feel like I could be a wedge reviewer. I think I feel like that could be.
Today is that
day.
But
I feel like this could be my full-time job.
Oh, what? Just reviewing wedges?
I think so, don't you?
So you're hoping for a release every week of a new wedge, eh?
Correct.
Okay, go on then. Tell me what you think of this. Does it look any different?
Yeah, it looks slightly more stretched from front to back, from the leading edge to the top rail.
Yeah,
it's slightly, as you'd expect, slightly longer. Still a great looking wedge.
Is it? Oh, you are getting liking these, aren't you?
Oh yeah, it's a lovely looking wedge. In the right hands, this could be a
could be
proper good club.
Could be dangerous. Right, how much loft can you get to sort of spin it then, Bernie?
How much loft? Well, that bunker's probably favourite, I reckon.
54 degrees is probably not what you would use.
No, I'd use 58 really, and close my eyes and hope for the best.
Go on then, let's see it.
Okay, watch this.
We're watching, we're looking forward to this. I liked it, yeah. Go a bit. Oh, he went for the chase up the bank.
That'll probably win.
Bit short, yeah, might win. So again, feel off the face compared to the 50 when you just had a small chip with that.
Yeah, very good. Flight was slightly higher as you expect with the 4 degrees extra loft, but it was pretty much central, reasonable strike. I like it. Nothing puts me off having this, and I would definitely put it in the bag.
First things first, when I was kind of saying about the 50-degree wedge being a little bit square down the bottom here, it's in this corner that what I mean by it, and I'm definitely seeing a similar sort of look when I move into the 54. Sometimes what you might find when you see other wedges, Vokeys, Callaways, all these other wedges out there, you might see a slight change in shape as you move up in lofts. The profile of the club, as Lester said, and I'm definitely seeing that as well, it starts to look a little bit bigger as you go up, and if I get the 58 or the 60 degree, I might expect to see that profile looking a bit bigger again. But again, to me, this leading edge does look quite square in comparison to what I'm using in a Vokey. The other thing that jumps out is just this top edge as well, so I'm definitely seeing more of a balloony kind of look here, so much more rounded, whereas in the 50 it was a bit more maybe pear-shaped, so coming in a bit tighter in here, but definitely when I look down at it, it's looking like it's popping up and it's looking a little bit more rounded on top. So I just need to get this kind of on the green, do I?
Yeah, but you can't cheat and go left.
Go left?
No, you can't cheat and
no,
go
you got to go over the bunker. Got to go over the bunker. Go down.
Oh, and it's...
That's spun a little bit.
on the green.
Right, before we go and look at the results of those, we're just going to send you into the studio where Lee is going to give you a little bit more information on the tech of these wedges.
Cleveland RTX Zipcore. So what are Cleveland saying about this new wedge? Zipcore is a unique low density core that sits at the heart of RTX. Zipcore shifts the centre of gravity whilst raising MOI, adding spin, enhancing control and boosting consistency on all your shots. Also, if we look at the grooves, it has ulti-zip grooves. These new grooves are sharper, deeper and narrower. They bite harder, channel more debris and they're closer together for more groove contact on every shot. The only difference I can see from a visual point of view from the RTX 4 is that on the top edge of at the rear of the blade is this little lump here, which is just adding a little bit more weight higher up the face, which is designed to give you a little bit more MOI with your wedge.
Walking up, I've got to go through the bunker to get to Bernie's ball. Right, there's you, Lester.
Yeah, I'll take that, up and down.
Up and down, you get another up and down from there. Okay, and then this is my pitch mark here. I'll grab that in just a moment. So we landed it just between the bunker and the pin and managed to get it to sort of grip a little bit, but kept it on the green. Lee's just fallen off the back edge there.
I'm here.
One thing I would say, when I look down at that wedge, is that the 54 degree definitely looked like it had a little bit more loft on it. Do you think that that's possibly to do with the size of the head, maybe looking that little bit bigger?
Possibly. I think it's difficult for me to tell because it's kind of where mine is. I'm at 55 at looking. But yeah, I think because the top line kind of looks a little bit extended, because of where it is, it kind of looks a little bit bigger, which could present looking more loft.
I mean, for me there on that shot, I didn't feel like I was going to suffer from getting the height on that club.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't sort of thinking, right, I need to really open this club up and get it to work properly for me. I just feel like it was already had the loft that I needed to get up and over that bunker.
And that's a good thing, right?
Very much so, absolutely. It gives you a lot of confidence. So that is a 2-0 up for me, Bernie.
Yeah.
So we were going to do out of 3, but now we're going to do a bunker shot, okay? So Lee, you've got 3 different bounces and grinds there, haven't you? You've got the full, the mid and the low. So Lee, you choose first. Which one do you want? Because we're all going to use a different one.
I'm going for full.
You're going to go with the full.
I need all the help I can get.
Bernie, which one do you want?
I'll have loads of bounce.
You want the mid then?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've left me with the low.
Yeah,
okay.
You can go with the blade.
I'm going to have to manipulate that a little bit. Right, straight to the bunker then, boys. Nearest the pin out of the bunker. Question for you then, Lee. We're going up to this flag here, so really tight flag. Why did you go for the sort of bigger bounce, should we say, or the full sole?
It's giving you a little bit more help. More bounce is more help for sort of mid-higher handicappers, isn't it? People struggle
depending on your deliveries, I suppose. But yeah, so for you, you just feel like you've got a bit more confidence, a bit more help with that extra bit of chunkier sole, should we say?
I'm hoping so.
You're hoping so.
I'm hoping so.
Right, come on then, boys. I need you to start putting some pressure on me here. I think we're going to have to get one of you close. Nice. Just ran on a little bit.
But the
feelings?
Bounce, yeah, the bounce really helped come out of that bunker there. Feels great. I just think overall, as far as a wedge goes, you don't get much better than Cleveland wedges.
Right. Would you have chosen that sole, that bounce for this club, or
you've got the ability that I've got and the soft Spanish hands, you can use anything. So I just grabbed the wedge.
Have you ever been to Spain?
No. Yeah, I have. Actually, Tenerife. That's Spain. That's Canary Islands.
It's part of it.
Yeah. So I've just gone
here.
I've just literally grabbed anything.
Yeah, mid sole. So you've kind of got the, what's that, 10 bounce
10
on
bounce,
there?
Average, really, isn't it? I'm going to play it very softly with a bit of finesse, not like what Lee did.
Okay.
This shot's going to be in my new book.
Oh, chase.
Beat that.
Oh, beat that. With the sand being compacted down like we've got here today, would you have chosen that club?
Probably not, to be honest, because obviously you've got natural bounce because there's no sand really there. It's just red mud, isn't it?
Okay.
So that club's actually just gonna hit the surface and lift anyway. So having more bounce is not necessarily fruitful for this, but that's why I tried to play it softer. And if I'd have hit it hard, I think I'd have hit it about 60 yards for the green.
Okay, so how did that feel then coming into the sand? Normal to a normal wedge that you always tested?
Felt exactly the same, to be honest. It does what it says on the tin, really. Good wedge. It's up there with all the, like Lee said earlier, it's up there with all the top makes, and there's nothing, you know, one against the other. It performs very well. Beat that. Beat that.
He says beat that.
How are you feeling about no bounce, Dan?
Well, I'm actually really happy with no bounce because of the compact down of the sand. We've just had a downpour of rain, so having no bounce in this situation is something that I would actually opt to go towards. But my normal wedge is certainly more like what Leicester's using, so 10 degrees of bounce, a little bit of shaving off the back. This one here would actually concern me slightly to play it as a general wedge, purely based on the fact that it's quite low in the bounce. The sole has been very much sort of ground away, wouldn't give me a great deal of confidence, if I'm honest. But to get it inside Leicester's there...
You don't beat that.
Hey?
You don't beat that.
You're not feeling that I'm going to beat that?
No chance.
Okay, again, plenty of loft on this 58, not struggling with that. Loving the look of this, it's more rounded now, which is good.
Told you.
Oh, is that skip forward? I think we're going to have a little look at that. Leicester's ball just on the front, working our way back. There's mine there, look, just skipped forward as it ran on there, and then Lee's just missed the green at the back there. So you've managed to sneak one back.
Yeah.
So we need to see if you can tie it up. So I think a lob shot.
Oh, yes.
Fancy a lob shot?
Oh, I've always fancied a lob shot.
But you've got to keep the same wedge that we've just used, yeah?
I want to change again.
Oh, you want to change wedges? You want to shift the wedges around?
Yeah, because that made such a difference last time.
Right, then let's shift the wedges around then. Right, we have got a really tricky one. We've got to go over this bunker to this white flag here, and it's quite damp because we've had that rain, and the rules are you have to open the face up and you have to give it a bit of a splash shot. What have you got? Are you keeping the same wedge?
No, I've gone for the low bounce now.
You've gone low bounce, so you're going to have to go high bounce, and then I'll go into the mid. Okay. Okay?
I want this as close to the ground as
okay,
possible.
let's see if you can not take a divot, Lee.
No,
is that
impossible?
I'm more worried about not thinning it.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Look at that.
Oh, that is such a good shot. We are not getting inside.
That is so good. No.
That is a properly good shot, that. Did that feel quite different? I know obviously you've played from a bunker shot to now into this area here, but did it look any different with a different bounce underneath?
Yeah, it looks a little bit closer to the leading edge. Looks a lot closer to the ground, which for a shot like that just gave me the confidence that it was going to sweep underneath the ball.
Right. Okay.
If I'd have had that full
really
bounce,
rip into it. Yeah.
I'd have been worried about thinning it.
Okay. Lester, you've got the full bounce, haven't you?
Yeah, I think I've been stitched up a little bit here.
Have you? Well, you've stitched yourself up because you chose it.
Oh, you watch this.
Okay, open it up.
Soft hands.
I'm not sure we're going to get that inside Lee's. That was such a good golf shot. How he's left it short of the flag as well. It's quite impressive.
Ready?
Soft hands.
Soft hands. Wait. Watch this for a shot.
Weight forward.
Weight forward. Soft hand.
Yes. Go, 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 go. Ah, it's that short one again.
Dog a bit.
That was nearly very good. That was well executed.
Dog a bit, isn't it?
Again, Lee mentioned that with the full grind, he felt that the leading edge was sticking up a little bit. Did you notice the difference there from the mid to that one?
It sits. They all sit pretty well, to be honest. There's nothing. You know, the leading edge is still, even though there's got quite a bit of bounce on the club, yeah, the leading edge against the ground is still pretty much, you know, parallel to the ground.
Great.
Can't see that bounce. I know it's there, but I can't actually see it. I like that. That's good. Nice wedge.
Right, I don't want to take too much divot here, boys. Looking at your two chunky divots there. Opening the face up. Yeah, I like what you're saying there, Lee. Just with this mid grind, should we say. Opening that up, not a problem at all. 10 degrees of bounce on this one fills me with lots of confidence to slide this underneath and not dig down too much. I'll go a little bit. Go a little bit.
Oh, I think he's done it. He's done it. He's done me.
Awkward.
Should we go and have a little look?
I think we've got one winner here.
Let's go and have a little look. Boys, boys, boys.
Can't let me have anything.
Boys, boys, boys. There it is. Me and Lee. So 0 points, Lee, but
standard.
The winner is the wedge, isn't it? You like this wedge?
Yeah, it's if I was out on looking for buying a new wedge, then I'd definitely put Cleveland at top of the list of wedges to try.
Talking about the grooves then, the zippy grooves that are in this one, are you seeing anything more from this wedge compared to the other wedges that we've tested, from Callaways to Pings to Vokey wedges? Anything more from this? Not really, not visually. I can't see much of a difference, and to be honest, can many people see much of a difference between them in reality anyway? If it wasn't for data, people wouldn't even have a clue. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. So there you go, there's our review of the RTX Zipcore. I think Lee's kind of right in the fact that the grooves on these wedges are we're not seeing a great deal of difference from the actual spin that we're getting out here on the short game area. But for me, wedges now kind of come down to the fact of what do they look like for you, how do they sort of sit behind the golf ball, and then really from dialing in, you want to be looking at how the bounce and the sole is going to work for you, and that's what you've got to look at when it comes to fitting yourself into the correct wedge. Let me know, put your comments down below with what we've done here today reviewing that product. Are you using Cleveland wedges? Have you used them in the years gone by? And would you test these ones? Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. As always, stay safe, and we'll catch up with you again soon.